What is up, people? How are we doing? How are we going? How are we going? My grammar's just lost then. How are we doing, Cobra Kai fans? How are we doing today? How are we doing tonight? How are we doing wherever you're from? It's been a while, hasn't it? Oh, I did a live stream yesterday, but it wasn't talking about season 6. But we're going to talk about Cobra Kai season 6. Your theories, your predictions, what you want to see happen. I want you to go crazy in the comments, and I want you to just tell me everything. Season 6. I don't care what it is, what you want to see, theories, everything, and I'll obviously speak about my thoughts on it because that's how this works, right? And I can't be on here too long because I've got to sleep in about an hour because I'm going to a Comic-Con tomorrow. So this is gonna be fun. But yeah, I haven't done like a discussion stream in a while, so yeah, I'm very glad to be doing it again. I have been thinking about when I do live streams, and I think from now on going forward, I'll do one in the weekend and then I'll do one midweek. I think it'd be quite a nice change. So like I used to only do Sundays, but now I feel like that might be a better idea. So I'll be doing streams twice a week, and I'll let you guys know. We might have different topics. I might even bring on people for different streams. In between that, I'll be dropping interviews as well. Might even do live interviews. It really depends. But like, yeah, I just finished an interview now. Well, not now, like an hour ago. So that'll be fun, and I'll release that to you guys soon. I've actually got 2 I need to release to you guys. Yeah, how are you guys doing? What's up, everybody? How are we? Greetings from London. What is up? Serena, what's good? What's up, Cobra Kai Platinum? Okay, so let's start. Kenny quits. Jake says Kenny quits. Well, at the end of season 5, Kenny did seem very dejected with what happened with Cobra Kai. Finding out Silver was a fraud. And like what he did wasn't very honorable, and I think that proved that these Cobras that left the dojo have some honor in them, which is sort of redeeming for the characters. But people like Kyla, they got a long way to go. So yeah, I do expect Kenny to sort of gravitate towards Miyagi Fang now naturally, because you got Robby there and Tori, and I think it's important he's with them. Very important. Jim Tim, what's up? I think Johnny and Carmen will get married. I think a lot of people are thinking this now. I think it's not even. I think everybody is probably like realized this now about that in the finale of season 5, Carmen's like looking at her hand with Amanda, and a lot of people are even thinking it's a proposal from Johnny, and he was just in a life and death situation with the Cobra Kai senseis. So I don't think he wasted time. I think he did propose to her, or engagement at least, and then they'll get married maybe next season. And their relationship's progressing and progressing. They've got a kid now. Like next step is probably marriage. I don't think Johnny was expecting it, but like he realizes how important it is now, and this is his second chance. Chosen and Kumiko being together. I mean, that's definitely something they set up, so I expect to see that as well. That's going to be nice. I like the way they did it as well, because Daniel can't go back to Kumiko. He's with Amanda. And Chosen has probably like known her longer than Daniel, because Daniel only came to Okinawa for that one trip, and then him and Kumiko were a thing, then they weren't anymore. Um, and she went off to this dance school. So yeah, it's very interesting how they went about it. I don't think there'll be a villain. I think they'll just focus on teaching drama like season 1 and 2. I think that makes sense. Um, if we're talking about the students, because this probably be a more student focused season. Um, I think like Kenny and Nancy might have tensions, or maybe they get past that quicker than like Robbie, Miguel did, and Sam and Tori, because that's what those younger characters are doing. They're learning even quicker than even Robbie and Miguel did, and we saw that in season 5. But I think Sensei Kim will probably be a bigger villain. We still don't know what's going on with Silver. He's got a lot of stuff to do. He's in potentially going to prison, but I do assume he's going to come out very quickly, or he's not even going to get prison time at all because he's tight with the DA, as he said, and he's got very good lawyers. He's got the money. That's another thing as well, Serena, which was going to come to that. Sensei Kim takes over Cobra Kai. She owns 50%, and she already had her own dojang. So if Silver's doesn't own Cobra Kai anymore, there's this legal battle for Cobra Kai. She might actually get all of Cobra Kai for herself because, I was speaking to this with a few people. There could be a legal battle for Cobra Kai's brand because Johnny reopened Cobra Kai. He brought it back. Chris actually opened it originally, and then Silver's the one that branded it and made it a global thing. Or he's put all the money in branding and he expanded the dojos. Whereas there's going to be a predicament for who it goes to in the end. But Sensei Kim, she's not involved in that. So what if she got ownership of it all? That would be a big twist. But also, Sensei Kim is looking to be a bigger character next season, and I think she will bring others to help her. And I think they're gonna tap into what truly makes her a Cobra, and she is like the direct source of Cobra Kai, Kim Sung Young. That's her grandfather. So there's a lot there. Uh, Chosen, Daniel, Johnny, and Kreese until the fight. Now I think they're gonna. I think Mike as well. I think they're all gonna have another big fight, but I think Kreese and Silver will have their fight. Chosen, Daniel, and Johnny and Mike. I don't know who they're gonna fight, but I will not be surprised if maybe they fight some other characters. I would find it interesting if they fought some of the Sensei Kim senseis that are back home in Korea. I think I've got a theory as well on where Daniel and Johnny could go. And also like, or mainly like with the stuff with Chosen and Kumiko. What if they go to Okinawa next season again? Because the Sekai Takai is in Japan. If Sensei Kim and if Chris ends up going to Korea to lay low because he's probably wanted in the valley. He's gonna have to brewmate again. Remember when Chris spoke to Johnny about brewmation? So think about that. He goes to Korea with Sensei Kim. And then Daniel and Johnny maybe go to Okinawa. And maybe that's to visit. Maybe Chosen wants to, you obviously see Kumiko and everything that's happened, but there might be some other things that we might learn about Miyagi-Do, which he might want to teach it all the other students that they're going to need for the Sekai Takai. It's just a theory if they go back to Okinawa. I don't think it's been set up exactly, but like I think it's possible because I do think Sensei Kim will go back to Korea, and the situation with the valley with everything, I don't know how they're going to go about that. Is everyone else hoping that the Sekai Takai is next season? Because I don't want them to rush it. I don't think you need to do it next season. I think maybe the early stages, but let's have season 7, the big season where it's just literally the whole tournament. and so much crazy shit is going on within that season, and then we get a big fight before the finale or after the finale, which is the fight, um, and that will be literally a bigger fight than the tournament fights. I can imagine something crazy. Um, we get new villains that will go against the kids. Yes, I totally agree with this. I honestly think we're gonna get a bunch of characters that rival Robby, Miguel, Eli, Sam, and Tori. And Sensei Kim's students have probably been, they've probably learned their martial arts for the whole of their life. Whereas, Sam technically has, but she had a break from it. And Robby, Miguel, Tori, they learn only bits, bits of bits about, well, not bits, but like they've only had like a year and a half experience of karate. And as much as they are badasses in the valley, the guys in Korea are going to be way more deadly and probably no techniques that they're not even ready for. So that's going to be crazy. I think we do want to see a Robbie doppelganger. We want to see a Miguel doppelganger. We want to see an Eli doppelganger. I want to see them fight these other guys. I think that would be badass. So badass. Um, Cobra Kai needs to be renewed. Yeah, we definitely need that. It's happening though. I mean, they haven't finished the story. There's so much to do still. So Julie Pierce and others from the next Crikey movie can be in it. I think Julie Pierce could make an appearance by the end of season 6, but I don't think that's going to be the season they reintroduce her. I think that's the season they get the ball rolling with bringing her back, but they don't bring her back so much. She could appear. I think she will appear. I honestly think she will. But I don't think she's gonna have like. I expect it to be like maybe from what we know, end of the season. But I think season 7 will be a season, like more of a season for her. And I think Mike will get a bigger season next season as well. I think Julie, Dugan, maybe Ned, those guys could come back. Even there could be some of the characters that could return, depending on how they fit the story. But I think Julie is the one you've got to bring back straight up. I think like so much is there for Julie to return, and Hilary Swank has probably already been contacted by the creators. So there's a big chance Shorty is going to be back, but we haven't heard from her. But I think it depends. Everyone's saying, yeah, she's had this baby or the twins. So how is she? She just had some kids. So like, how is she gonna film? But like, they could work around it. That's why I think season 6 is why we won't see Julie. I think season 7 makes more sense. Johnny and Carmen at Endgame. Yeah, I believe that. I mean, it definitely will be, Sam. It's a global tournament. It's the biggest karate tournament, most privileged karate tournament ever. It's a worldwide one, so the best of the best are going to be there. Um, so you think it would be crazy if Julie had her own dojo and she was there, like that would be pretty crazy. But obviously, she knows Miyagi Do. So if Daniel saw Julie, like, was gonna compete with her students or something, that would be really cool. If she has her own students, we don't know that, but that would be a very nice touch. Do you think Mike becomes a sensei? I think he's gonna help them. I think he has experience in tournaments that not even Daniel and Johnny have, because they just were in the All Valley. They haven't done any of the other tournaments maybe that Mike has done, but we don't know what tournaments he's been in. I'm sure he's done a national tournament, and he might be more prepared to be in the Sekai Takai as a sensei than them because he's literally he became Karate's bad boy. But what did he do to get to there? Like he must have done some crazy stuff. He must have been a champion. There's no other reason why Terry Silver would have bought him if he wasn't a champion already. So I look forward to hearing what they do with Mike. I think they will definitely do that. Um, Terry screwed himself by giving Sensei Kim 50%. Yeah, I think that he might not have thought of it, but I think that's gonna bite him back. Mike versus Silver, we've got to see that. You hope Johnny will fight Kim. I don't think it will. I don't think they're gonna make. I don't know. I mean, I don't think we've seen a female fighter fight a male fighter just like in that way. Yeah, there was bits in the school fight with Sam and Tori when like when Tori kicked Miguel, but it wasn't really a fight, was it? Just one hit. A full on fight. I don't want to see Johnny getting absolutely murked by Kim because that would be funny, but also a little bit annoying. Although Kim is obviously very badass, so I don't know. I'd rather see Kim and Julie fight. That'd be pretty crazy. They can write a pregnancy in the series. I mean, I guess we'll see, but I'm not sure how they're gonna go about it. Here's the thing, Carl. Good to see you again. I thing is with Miguel, Eli, and Robby, like they're so good in the Valley. They're the Valley's top fighters for their age, but we don't know how good they are in compared to the whole of America. And then we got all of this going on. It's definitely it's going to be interesting. Um, I know what you mean, but like, there's definitely going to be better fighters than them out there. We just don't know it because we've just seen one small section in the world about karate. But Daniel and Johnny, they hold weight of giving some of the best karate in the world, but we don't know how it compares to other students. I want Anthony to have a bigger role this season. I think him and Kenny will have more. I think him and Kenny will work together finally. Um, that'll be interesting. I doubt Kyler ever redeem. I redeem Rhea. I don't know how they're gonna get back Kyler next season. I feel like some of the younger characters that they don't get a lot of lines anyway. They might not come back. I mean, what's gonna happen with Chris, Mitch, Bert, Nate? We barely got anything with Bert and Nate this season. There was obviously so much going on, but maybe because they'll be more focused on the students again next season, probably get more from the younger characters. But things are getting more serious. I think this could be more like season 2 and season 3 in a sense, like a mix of season 2 and a mix in season 3. Like I feel like season 6 might go that way, which will be interesting. Ottoman Empire was Miguel. Who wins in this? Wins in a fight? That's a very weird question. I think Khan will have the baby in the world tournament. Oh, see, here's the thing. What if like Johnny has to? What if Carmen's having a baby, but Johnny's literally preparing the students or his students for like to help with the Sakai Takai? Like that's gonna be a huge moment. Um, and yeah, I hope he doesn't miss that because he missed it with Robby. Um, can't miss it again. Do you think Kenny's brother will join the others? Sean, I think he's gonna help. I don't think he's gonna like join any of the dojos, so to speak. But I think he will. I think he will help those guys, and I think Sean might be the one that motivates Kenny to pick up Cry again. Um, or maybe when like Kenny tells him about the situation, he might be like, you don't need Cry, bro. I got you. Or like, don't have to worry about that stuff. But I do want to see Sean more involved. I think the only reason he wasn't a thing in season 5 is because he was doing Walking Dead, so he was already busy with that, and like maybe some other stuff. Um, but yeah, I'm actually curious what students they will introduce next season, like new characters. I mean, because on Sensei Kim's end, I want to see some evil bastards, and I want to see like the show just get more insane like that. Um, Mitch is so dumb. Mitch is funny, but I don't know if Mitch is gonna be able to come back after all that betrayal stuff. I mean, he announces that he betrayed them right after the thing with um or before that big fight in the dojo. Excuse me, and then next thing we know is that everyone's left Cobra Kai because Silver cheated in the tournament. Well, Sean's gonna be out in he's gonna be out of juvie because remember Kenny said to Robby that he got another month because he spat in a guard's face. Um, it might have been interesting, maybe if there's a big possibility if Okea was available to do Cobra Kai season 5, maybe he would have been released out of juvie. Um, actually, well, that's how they read it in season 4, but like depending on if he was available, they might have actually got him out of juvie earlier. Um, but the way they writ it in season 4, they probably knew like he's not going to be available, or maybe that was just always the plan. It was mainly the focus on Kenny. See, I think this is smart because you know when in season 4 when the Cobras were watching Bloodsport, I think that's a parallel. Kyler was like reacting in the way he was, and they were like, "Wow, like Bloodsport." If they emulate some of the Bloodsport fights in a way, that would be so crazy if we got to see a similar vibe with the Sekai Taka. Like it's way more hardcore. There's way more to it, and there's just so much more brutality about it. I would love to see that. Aisha's character is likely finished. Well, no characters truly written out the show, but season 4 might have been that moment to kind of understand what's going on with the character. But yeah, can you see Johnny owning Cobra Kai again in the future? He might take it over in the end, but I'll tell you what, he'll probably change the name. He'll probably get rid of Cobra Kai forever. He won't keep the name. I think if he was to take over, I think he's completely changing that. And I think that's where maybe him and Daniel, um, they completely rebrand it and make it better than it's ever been. So like it won't be Cobra Kai, it'll be like a different name. And the style will be very different. What about Stingray? What happened to him in season 6? See, with what Stingray did, Silver is probably going to try and get him in prison. But you know, we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, I just think Johnny is so done with it. I don't think he would want to own it, or if he was, that'd be interesting. Uh, I don't know if they're gonna get involved in the karate, but they're definitely gonna support Eli and Dimitri. I could see them learning one or two moves, but I just don't think they're gonna make every character do karate. But at this point, it might not be a surprise because I think I think Carmen and Amanda, even though they're so logical, I think they're gonna have to learn some martial arts at some point, some karate, because you never know. They might be under threat now with everything that's happened. So even though it seems like the end with Silver, I think it's just only beginning. What if Sensei Kim has a daughter? If she has a daughter that rivals Simon Tori, oh my god, or twins, that would be crazy. But if she has a son, or if she has relatives, or if she has students that are like, as we said, like equivalent with the youngsters from the valley, that's gonna get juicy. Will we get a new dojo name for the Miyagi Fangs, a new logo? I think that will happen finally in season 6 because in season 5 they teased it, but Johnny says we are Miyagi Do, and then Daniel says we are Eagle Fang. So we'll see. Uh, it's interesting. I actually really want to see more Sato flashbacks. You know what? I actually want to see a flashback with Sato and Kim Sung Young because he knew who Kim Sung Young was, and Chosen said to Daniel in season 5 he wasn't very fond of him either. So I love that idea. It's a great one, and that Sato Chosen flashback we got in season 5, I loved it. Do you think we could actually have a JCVD cameo at some point, like appearing in the crowd next to one? Maybe, but I think John Claude Van Damme might want a lot of money for that. So, although it could happen, I don't think it's likely. Although Hulk is supposed to be good, I feel like they could keep a bit more, could keep a bit more of his brutality. I mean, they could unleash the savage versions of Miguel, Robby, and Eli at the Sekai Sakai. Like season 2, Miguel comes back in the tournament. Then we got season 4, Robby comes back, and then we got season 4, Eli, or season 3, Eli, or Hawk. If we tap into those versions of those characters and they're fighting in the Sekai Takai, but they don't lose themselves. This is where the balance and the maturity in their fighting comes in. Miguel, Robby, and Eli can tap into those moments of those really brutal moments of them being fighters, like season 2 Miguel, season 3 Hawk, season 4 Robby. If they can tap into that focus and focus it on their opponents in their Sekai Takai, that's gonna make them very, very strong in the fight, mentally and then physically. And I can really imagine. I can just imagine something so awesome in that tournament where they're like all kind of understand they need to do that. They need to go back to that darker side to fight, but to have balance. Like the way Chosen fights, I love it. It's just a way you see him. He's an aggressive fighter, but he said defense takes on many forms. I think that's a throw line where I think that's a throwaway line as well because there's a lot of stuff that you can like do with that, and I think that makes total sense. Um, I'm so excited. Who will win Dimitri or Kenny in a fight? Hmm. Hmm. That's interesting. Um, the Dow could work really well next to a guy like Chosen. I think that would be quite interesting. I don't think he's gonna get a big role though. Um, like yeah. Wait, one sec. I just need to close my door. I mean, we could see Dennis and Vidal return as karate senseis for their own dojos. I don't know if Locust Valley Karate is going to be competing in the Sekai Takai. I don't think they would do well there. So, yeah, it's a difficult one. If you guys got any more, if you guys got any more theories and stuff, I'd love to answer them. Yeah, I think I really want to. I'm very curious to see how Kenny will maybe tell the students about the silver bullet technique, because that's something I want him to tell Eli that he used that. Um, and then if Eli was to use that in the Sekai Takai and an opponent, that would be pretty crazy. I've also thought this: what if Sensei Kim's students are that good? They have to cheat. What if Miyagi Fang have to cheat in the Sekai Takai? Like, has anyone ever actually thought that? Because if they're getting outmatched, that might be the way they finally understand why Cobra Kai cheat. But if they were to cheat, that would be very interesting. What do I think? Well, I think Kenny's going to Miyagi Fan. Kyler, he's going to probably turn up and they're going to be like, the hell are you doing here, Kyler? Like, just imagine the reactions from the characters they see Kyler. Like, do you really think they're going to let him off? Hell no. I don't think that's going to go down very well. um, Imagine if the woman who told Johnny he painted on the wrong wall is one. Oh, I didn't think that would be quite funny actually, because like she was doing all this dating stuff, but that would be funny. That would be funny. Um, we need Mike Barnes more. We're getting more Mike Barnes. It's not the end of it. I mean, Hayden said this on Twitter. One of the creators of Cobra Kai. Um, uh, you know what? Terry Silver was probably mainly developing Tori and Kenny. I mean, Tori was sort of learning from Sensei Kim as well, but um, yeah, I think Silver was mainly developing Kenny. I think people don't give. I don't think people really understand why Kenny. I know it's a plot thing, but why he actually beat Silver. I mean, why he beat Eli. It's literally because he learned from Silver. if you're gonna be annoyed with Kenny, you're gonna have to be annoyed with Silver, 'cause Silver taught him all that stuff and made him into the fighter he is. So you can only be annoyed at Silver. As a history nerd, we need Miyagi-Do series and the first Miyagi to Miyagi himself. I want to see Miyagi's father teaching Mr. Miyagi that we knew. So that would be amazing. Yeah, I mean, just because the show is called Cobra Kai doesn't mean it just focuses on them. But like Miyagi Fang, I think it could be that if Sensei Kim works with Kreese, and they work together and they sort of have Cobra Kai together, and then they're against Miyagi Fang in the tournament. That could go that way, or Sensei Kim uses her own dojo. Then Cobra Kai's competing as well. Maybe Silver's Cobra Kai, and then maybe Kreese is with Sensei Kim at that point, and then you got Miyagi Fang. Um, the focus doesn't go away from Cobra Kai, but things are getting bigger now. Um, I definitely like to see the. I think Mike Barnes would fit very well in Eagle Fang, and I did have a theory about it. I don't think I posted a video on this, but like my theory was that Mike basically could, yeah, he could basically, whilst Johnny is sort of occupied with, Carmen and the whole thing with the baby, there might be times where Mike might need to take over. So like maybe Mike is, like a co Eagle Fang sensei, whilst obviously Daniel and Chosen are Miyagi Do, but then Judy will come into that. Um, I I think that will be interesting. I mean, Cobra Kai is still in the show. It's not like there isn't. It's still a big part of the show, but yeah. Mm, that would be interesting if that's actually a good point. Johnny getting that back, that'd be quite funny. Um, uh, do you think was he Dugan from Karate Kid 4 or some? Oh gosh. I did say this. I think we might see Dugan, but the others I'm not so sure about. That's what I'm thinking, Serena. It's gotta be he must go to Korea. Like it makes sense because then him and Kim get to know each other. Kim remembers that was Kreese from Vietnam, uh, or not Vietnam. I'm saying when they went to Korea, sorry, and she'll remember him, and there might even be a flashback with them two that we didn't even see, which would be interesting. And like, if I'd love to see if the reason why Chris cared more about Johnny and his Cobra Kai students, or to do better in that tournament to the Sekai Takai, is because maybe an interaction he has with the young Sensei Kim. Like, he just realizes how important it is to guide these kids. And maybe his little interactions with um, Kim Dae-un as a child might influence him. But yeah, I think it would be cool to see him go to Korea and he learns the source of the way of the fist. Would be very honestly, Bobby would be great. I think it makes sense for it to be Bobby. He's not a priest, he's a pastor, but he it would be great, yeah. I think Bobby could also help with the cry, who knows? I think the Sekai Takai will take place in Japan. Well, it is a Japanese tournament, so I expect so. It will be interesting. So Sensei Kim's dojo's in Korea. Okinawa is in Japan. This is why I'm thinking the series might be going out of the valley now, like Daniel and Chosen and the other students, and with Johnny as well. Or maybe Johnny stays in the valley, but everyone else goes to Okinawa to train, so then they can regroup with Chosen students, and like Chris, Sensei Kim, and they go back or they go to Korea, and Sensei Kim reunites with her students and her dojang. That would be really cool, and to show you the Japanese career stuff, and then how it's sort of understanding how it came to be with their histories for Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do, because we still don't know that much, but we've seen bits. Um, but yeah, I really think we will get um the Sekai Takai in a way we haven't seen tournaments before. And I think in another country is cooler. And Japan is like the source of karate, so you couldn't really be in a better place to host. Miguel's dad returns. I think he will, honestly. The students live in Tommy Village and training like they're like Daniel did in Karate Kid too. Oh, I like that. I like that idea. I I mean, yeah, we gotta see Kim and Julie fight. That's gonna be amazing. I think that'd be really cool. I think if Julie comes in next season, I think if she's not at the end of the season and they integrate her earlier than we expect, I don't think she's gonna fight much. She'll probably do the odd thing, but I don't think she's gonna fight. Um, but that would be really cool to see how she trains. But season 7, I think they might introduce her. Um, I want to see Tori's father. We might not see her. I mean, we might not see him, but we'll see. I mean, they're probably going to train together in Miyagi Fang soon, so we'll see. Um, and with the Hillary Swank thing with having pregnant, try not to look too much into it because it might not even play a factor in her returning. It might just be, what they're doing with the character. Um, uh, who do you think will win the Sekai Takai? I honestly think the Robby Sam theories about them winning makes sense, but I've got a big video that I was working on about this. I'm gonna post it on YouTube first, then I'll do like a TikTok or something on it. But I I think the winners will be either Robbie or Sam, or they have like a duo sort of like two like dual champions. So like maybe Robbie and Miguel win it together. Like they have 2v2s and they win it, and then like Sam and Tori win it, or Sensei Kim's students just win it and they dominate the whole tournament. That would be pretty crazy. Um Chris will find out about Carmen's pregnancy with friend John in some way. Well, I think I'll be if he does that, that's gonna be crazy. But Silver knows about the baby. I don't know how Chris would find out. Maybe through I'm not even sure because Tori. It wouldn't be Tori. She doesn't trust Chris no more. I don't think it'll be her. He will probably just find out somehow. Maybe Johnny tells him himself just to tell him how much he's moving on from Cobra Kai and how much he doesn't care. Because Grace will probably give him that. Oh, we need to take back Cobra Kai. He did say he did say that like it's funny because Chris said that Cobra Kai is never the problem, it was Silver. And that proves to you that he doesn't want Cobra Kai to go. So he says he really doesn't want, like, does he really want Cobra Kai to go? No. Free Silver. Dr. Scribble Bottoms. That was funny. Um It'd be funny to see Miguel and Sam on double date Robby and Tori. I want to see this. I was saying this, like seeing those guys just go and get food together, or can you imagine like um they like just have a night out together, like where they go not golf and stuff, but they go and like maybe they get food or something interesting. That would be pretty crazy. That would be pretty crazy if we saw, but I don't think we might not ever see him if we don't see him in the next few seasons. Because I don't think it's gonna play a big part unless there's a big reveal coming for Johnny's father. I Silver's definitely coming back. I don't think it's all done with him. Tori's mum, that might just be a plot device. I don't even think it's anything that deep, but I guess we'll find out. There's a theory that Betsy might be the mother, but like, it doesn't really make any sense because she would be really old. And if it was Betsy, then she'd have to be like a stepmother or something. But yeah, Dimitri winning the Sekai Tekai. Oh, that's probably like a that's like a crazy fan fiction. I don't think that'd happen. If he did though, that's you know what him winning. I think Dimitri winning the Sekai Tekai is probably more insane than Daniel winning the first All Valley with the skill because like you just can't imagine that. Um, but yeah, all things Cobra Kai. What's up, man? Hey Shamoon, love your video. It's so informative. Thank you, Dominic. Um, I actually have so many videos I need to post. I actually have a hot take video. I don't know what's going on, but I uploaded it last night. Did it not upload? I need to have a look. I think it's processing. It's almost there. Um, I mean, I Kenny's definitely a better fighter than Anthony for sure, as of now. Does Johnny become a millionaire from Sid's passing? Uh, I don't know. I don't honestly know. I I mean, rest in peace to Ed Eisner, but like with the Sid stuff, I mean, they might not even talk about it again, but I hope they do address something. Could be that maybe Johnny's trying to like he wants to do something bigger, but like he can't because of the like with the wedding planning, he doesn't have the money, but then money falls through from Sid's side. That'd be interesting. What's up? Shamoon is cool as the moon. That's so funny you have that as your name. Thank you. I'm all good. I hope you're well too. Um, that's what I was saying earlier on. I'm sure you weren't here, so you wouldn't have heard that. Uh, oh, thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you to say. I can't wait to see you in Liverpool, man. Thank you for the kind words. We need another Hawk versus Amen. Wait, who did you mean? You mean Kenny in season 6 of Hawk and Prove Himself? I don't think he needs to, but we'll see. I've heard of this as well. Interesting. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to seeing Simon Tori explored. It would be really cool if we can see more of that or see that developed and see Robby and Miguel developed. Um, Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. If they go to Okinawa, they can use Kamiko's place of training. That would be a great place. I think Kamiko would love to help them, love to help Daniel, and I think when Chosen tells her about everything that's happened in the valley and how important it is for this tournament, she must know. Um, Thank you, Army Men Life. I appreciate that. Thank you. See here, okay, I want to definitely talk about this. They're setting it up. Thomas Ian Griffith said they cut out a storyline which was about him being terminally ill, and they cut it out, and they were setting it up. So maybe they're still doing that, but I think what they want to do is spread it out for the next season rather than just plaster all of this storyline in season 5 because I think it's just too rushed then. I think it's smart if you play it out over a few seasons and maybe by the time the show finishes, Silver will die with this illness. Or we'll find out more on what they do. But I think they're setting it up. Um, which would make sense of why Silver came back to help increase with Cobra Kai because maybe he thought if I die, then I might live, I might like regret it not helping or not doing anything with it. But yeah, are you going to meet the Cobra Kai cast again? Yes, I'm doing. I'll talk about that in another stream. I'll do a little announcement. I got a lot to speak about that for next month. I've spoken to people about it already. Have DM'd me and stuff, so still got to do that. But yeah, I'll talk about that soon. Do you think the babe will be born before or after tournament? If it's before the tournament, that could get in the way. But I guess we will see. Um, that would be interesting. Noticed your hair's getting long now. It looks fresh. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my hair's even longer than before. Um, Last time I got a haircut was in May, I believe. I think it was right before I went to LA. So it's been like 5 months already. Imagine the following people just going and hanging out. Dimitri and Eli, Sam and Tori, Robbie Miguel, that'd be sick. Yeah. And then if they have like Moon and Yasmin and a few others come in, that'd be cool. I think like my honest theory is I reckon where I reckon Tori and Sam, there might be a scene with them two and like Yasmin, and Yasmin's like, why is this bitch like here? And then Sam's gonna be like, leave her alone. Ali's an oncologist. She's a pediatric surgeon. So that's to do with like kids or kids under 18, I think. But she is an oncologist. That'd be interesting, but I don't think that was. What's next for Crease? I think is it's gonna be like a Crease Silver esque season. I think it's a lot more to come from them. So got a lot coming. I'm probably gonna leave it there, guys. But thank you so much for joining. This was really fun. Like I said, I'm gonna try and do these more regularly, midweek, and then on the weekend. I'll let you guys know, and I look forward to more. So see you guys next time on the channel. If you haven't already, Follow me on TikTok, on Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to the channel now with all notifications turned on so you don't miss any of my streams. And I hope you all have a great time. I'm going to MCM Comic Con tomorrow. So if any of you are in London and you are attending, I might actually catch you there. So hope you all have a great evening. I'll see you later.